Welcome into Inside the Green Room, a special NBA Finals edition with Danny Green.
Welcome in or welcome back?
Welcome in, welcome back. It's all the
Okay.
same.
Yeah, I guess tomato.
Well, for you, it's welcome back to the finals.
Oh yeah, well, it's good to be back to the finals.
There you
Good to be back on the green room. Even
third-
though a lot of people don't think I should be on the green room, but
We will talk about that. We're going to talk about criticism that you've gotten throughout the course of that Milwaukee series and throughout the playoffs. Obviously, we have to relive the moments from this past weekend, epic times in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some other things that have seemed to piss me off as well.
Frustrated some people.
Yes.
Not just you, but frustrated. A couple people went on some rants.
Yes. But I think the last time you were pissed, despite all of this celebrations that's been happening in Toronto, it seems as if when you were celebrating the win after Game 6 that you weren't fitted correctly.
Yeah. I was trying to be comfortable. I was out there with my teammates. Most guys, I think, still had just their jersey on because some just took off the warm-up. I had my warm-up on because I was on the bench for a little while. And I put the T-shirt over the warm-up. And I just thought maybe because the warm-up was on, the T-shirt may have been a little fit. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I'm on camera, man. This thing is kind of tight. It's short. I'm like, man, I need a new shirt. So I went and asked. I took off the shirt. I look at it. It says youth large. I said, who the hell gave me a youth large? So finally, I traded with one of the smaller training staff and got a large.
There you go.
Fit a little more comfortable. So some of those pictures, you could probably see it, like all the veins through the shirt, how tight it was.
We're going to talk about what that series win leads up to now, the NBA Finals matchup against the Warriors. But you have to, if you can, give me full description of the celebration on the court, back in the locker room, and things of that nature. Even though, again, you and I talked about this, I'm surprised there wasn't maybe not 100 bottles of champagne, but maybe just one that could just get passed around.
Man, the champagne's usually for the finals, but obviously for this city is historic. So I guess I wouldn't have been shocked if there was champagne there for this
one or two
celebration. Definitely probably deserved it. I mean, the streets, everybody in the city probably celebrated for us with more than enough champagne, and then among other choices of beverages.
Yes.
But yeah, man, the celebration, you could tell. Kayla was so locked. Everybody was so locked. I'm like, everybody on the bench is getting excited. I'm like, there's still a lot of time left. We're only up 3 or 4. We got to make some free throws. I've been there. Don't count your eggs, before they hatch. Don't. And I'm
2013 finals.
Yes. So I'm like, let's just wait till we secure it, get some free throws, get a rebound, hit a couple free throws. Kawhi got some big rebounds, and then next you could see Kalo. He's starting to get really excited, happy. He's telling his wife, get my kids, and he's telling his coach, get my kids, and he knew at this point like it was over. There's nothing they could do to come back and win. So at that point, everybody started, and Pat McCall's looking at, because he's the one on the sideline with me. He's like, DG. He's like, can we? I'm like, I was telling him, relax, calm down. He's like, what are you gonna say now, DG? Can I get excited? I'm like, I think we're there now. I'm like, so all right, let's do it. So at that point, so once the buzzer went off, everybody started going crazy. I kind of went to Coach Bud. I wanted to make sure I congratulated him on a great season and the players, because I've been in that situation before. We've all been in that position. Obviously, the other teams celebrating. Sportsmanship first. Want to see them. It played a hell of a series, man. It had a hell of a season. So saw Coach Bud, saw a couple players. Got to see George Hill, my guy. Talked to Giannis briefly. Tell him keep your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You guys played a hell of a year all around, and especially the series. There's a couple guys I missed, but Mirotic, talked to him. He's probably going through the same thing I was going through, where a couple bad stretches of shooting, and his minutes got cut down a little bit. Ilyasova, all those guys play well for Brogdon. He's doing some great things off the court.
He's going to be special.
He's going to be good, man. He's doing some great things on and off the court. I told him, keep your head up, keep doing your thing, keep being special on both sides of on and off the court. So then after that, then I got a chance to celebrate with the team a little bit. And next my girlfriend's tapping me on the shoulder. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's tapping me? I turn around. She's like, hey. I'm like, oh, shit. What are you doing here? How are you on the court? She said, let everybody on. And she just jumped on me, and I'm, hugging her and giving her a kiss and everything. And my dad, he's going crazy. He's just all over the place, like a kid in a candy store, all next to us in the group photos. He's probably more in the group photo than I am. Next to Drake, trying to take pictures, get videos. So it was a great time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Did he get a picture with?
He did not get a picture of Drake. He wasn't happy about it either. He had a little rant. Also, he had a couple drinks in him as well. He's not a drinker like myself. I don't drink at all ever. Usually probably maybe once a year. I tell people I'm allergic to alcohol, but he doesn't drink. But he had a couple drinks, I think, at that point. Later in the night too, and went on his rant. Oh, fucking Drake, this guy, man, give me a picture, man. And, I'm sure Drake didn't know who he was. I had any idea. At the same time, once you start one picture, it starts to plug up. Like, dude doesn't owe you a picture, man. Relax. But he wasn't happy about that. But it was a good times. He was on the scene. He was he felt a part of the team just being out there. So did all the families. All the families I got a chance to see. My coach's kids. Jared and Katie or Kayla. Coach Nate's kids. Those are my favorite ones. And saw a lot of people's mom. Norm's mom was Norm's birthday. So it was a bunch of people on the floor, and I'm just like, geez, what the hell's going on? I'm like, usually that happens in the finals, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not in the conference finals celebration, but it said it was a great time, man. The city was enjoying it, loving it, and so much celebration that we didn't even get a chance to bring it as a team and say, all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow, or bring in our team or Raps, so everybody's just all over the place.
Went to the press conference today, media availability today, and Nick Nurse said that OG Anunoby could potentially be back in 10 games.
He's looking good, man.
He's looking good, but there was a moment where he wasn't looking too good during the celebration, from my understanding.
OG, man, he's always got some weird instances or situations he gets put in. So after the locker room, they're like, let's go upstairs, man. Let's go to Jurassic Park. Let's get on stage. We brought the trophy up there. Forgot that it was terrible weather out. It rained, So I'm sure a lot of people didn't stay. We were probably celebrating on the court for at least 30 minutes, hour. Time we got up there was probably 30, 45 minutes after the game. Everybody had cleared out at that point. So we got on stage like, nobody's here. Like, all right, we got to go back down. But on the way up, it was like a bunch of people in the arena, get those, hey, cameras. They had 2 security guards, Kawhi, 2 security guards, because they're trying to tackle him and grab him. Everybody's trying to hug this guy and take his limbs off him. So on the way there, it was a hassle. It was pretty hectic. And they were like, oh, we got to go back. I'm like, damn, it's going to be crazy. So they knew that we had just came through. So even more people were there waiting, knowing we had to go back down. We tried to go through a different route. But it was so, like I said, we don't even know who was who. We were looking at people with shirts that had we ran the East shirts. Yeah. Grabbing people through the stairway. It was like a real wild concert, man, trying to get And I think OG might have got caught with a right or left hook or something. He might have got uppercutted during the process. I just know him walking through the stairway, covering his face, like, oh, shit, somebody got me. But it was hands and arms flying off. Like, I don't know, man. It's people just trying to grab and, get cell phones and videos that arms is flying everywhere. He probably caught, a shiner, just trying to walk through the stairway to get down back to the event level. So it was kind of crazy, man, but it was funny.
Oh, goodness. A lot of fun. And obviously, the city was on full tilt the entire night. No arrest, though, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think the police, the cops were being very nice that night. Yep. Like people on street signs, jumping on trucks. So getting out the arena was probably the craziest thing. I was scared to hit somebody. Even the cops. I think some of the cops were riding on top of my hood on the way, trying to keep people back. The tunnel, they had to wait for one car to go through at least 5 minutes, and another for me to go through everybody was right there in the tunnel. It was ridiculous. From the tunnel to the highway on the Gardner Webb, and I said I've seen some crazy stuff in San Antonio. Like we come back from the airport, fans are crazy at the gate yelling, and we're on the highway. This trying to get out the tunnel was unreal, man. They hands in the cars, taking pictures. Everybody got videos. It was nuts. You can see. So I think Freddie's video went viral. A couple of videos went viral of us trying to drive out the tunnel.
There's also a video of Freddie as well, because the celebration didn't end there on the court.
For Fred? Is that what you're talking about?
Potentially.
Celebration didn't end for Fred on the court.
Or the team.
No, of course not. I mean, I went back home to go eat, man. I'm family man. Take care of my dogs, you know what I'm saying? So, and it was late. There's so much traffic too at midnight.
Everybody was honking their horn.
It was ridiculous. I think there was an accident on the highway though. So there was an accident. There's a part of the reason why there was traffic. So like 2 of the lanes were cut out. But I'm like, why is traffic at the game? It's like midnight. Trying to drive back to where I'm at. And we called for a reservation. By the time we got there, the restaurant was closed. But they left it open for us, luckily. I didn't even get a chance to go home first to change. Usually I go home first, change, let the dogs
out. Yep.
But so I just went straight there. Like, we might not make it. So I just went straight there, got some food, and it was cool, man. Real chill. But then after that, some of the friends wanted to hit the streets, go out. Everybody was out at a nice little nightclub, a little spot. We got there around 3, so because everything closes at 4 here. Probably went later than that.
Yo, we went later than that.
I didn't stay very long.
I know you didn't.
I know you were there. I saw you there. There's a crowd. We're in a section.
Me?
Yeah.
I was just.
You're everywhere, man. You're all around the city, so you enjoying yourself. So Jed there. It was, it was cool. It was good in the back. It's like, Norm has 2 tables for his birthday. Hell of a way for him to celebrate. So we have
Great way to celebrate birthday.
More than enough space. I'm like, okay. So I get there. I'm like looking at this area. I'm like, this is 2 tables. There's more than enough space. It was flooded, man. There was so many people in there. I was like, there's no way. I was like, is there a back corner we could stay in? And those guys were having a great time in rare form. So I was like, you know what? I had, it took me, the fam moved up out of there, went to a different area.
Yep.
And just found some space because you get a little claustrophobic sometimes, and it was ridiculously hot.
You mentioned earlier that Drake did not give your dad a picture.
Yeah.
And I would envision that it's going to be pretty hard for him to turn down your dad for a picture if, let's say, you have a game-winning 3 or
that's part of what on the rants he went on too. So you know what's gonna happen?
Go ahead.
Dan's gonna end up hitting a game-winning shot. He's gonna ask me for a picture. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say fuck off. I'm like, man, what is wrong with you? After a couple drinks, you're talking to some shit. I'm like, dude, shut up. Drake asked you to take a picture. You gotta take a picture with the guy, man. Nah, I don't want a picture no more.
That brings us to, ready for this? Brings us to the elephant in the room.
Oh yeah, okay.
How do you? Obviously, I know you're a pro. You're happy to be in this moment, be in the finals. How do you manage being excited for the team and for yourself for even being in this moment? Because now if you look at your career, you're affiliated with winning almost at every step: high school, college, NBA. At the same time, though, I know I'd imagine there's a level of part of you that's disappointed in not hitting the shots that you would like to. How do you manage those two
that's
things?
tough. The feelings, just so looking at the positive, celebrating the greater good. It's not about me. As much as even when we won in San Antonio, 2014, I don't think I scored that game. I don't think I got a lot of shots. I didn't play. Game. Yeah, I didn't play well. I might have got a couple looks. I don't think I scored that game. I think I had 0. Nobody remembers that. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? I remembered a little bit, but at the same time, I know I was a part of that team. Obviously, you want to be involved. You want to be a part of the winning and the process. And there's still ways to do that other than scoring and making shots. I obviously would love to make shots, and everybody knows, he's going through. So everybody in the arena is like, holding their breath when I put one up. Is it gonna happen this time, or So
you can feel it.
Of course, man. I mean, regardless, it's basketball, and said it's a team sport. It's not about me. Fred stepped up in a major way. So did Norm throughout the whole series. And, it was their time. It's everybody's time at a certain point. And obviously, it's always Kawhi's time. The guy's been killing. And, he's the king of the monsters. He's, Godzilla right now. So, things have been going well for everything. Kalo stepped up huge for us. The whole series had a hell of a series. And he was so locked in. And said going in and controlling emotions for the next step. I think it's just easier for me and Kawhi and Serge because we've been there. Pat, we've been there. I think it's going to be a little tough for other guys because it's the first time there and they're so excited about it, which is better. You'd rather them be excited about it than worry about the pressures or worried about, this is the bright lights or this is the finals. We want them to say, you know what, go out, play free. It's between us too. We might as well go win it. We're here now. We might as well win. F it. No, we have nothing to lose. We got nothing to lose at this point. So we might as well just have fun, be excited about it, enjoy the moment, enjoy the process. And there's media days and media every practice. So everybody's telling stay away from social media and doing all. Come on, we're going to be doing that anyway.
Yep.
We have a couple days in between every game, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Because of this whole stretch during the playoffs, there were certain series I thought, like for example, the Magic series, I thought the pace of the game wasn't going to be favorable for you to get a lot of shot attempts up, even though obviously your defensive switch onto DJ Augustine proved to be very profitable for the team. And then the 76ers series, I felt like maybe you played Norm didn't play a lot in that series. It felt like you played a lot of minutes.
Played a good amount of minutes, but they did a good job of also not limiting our pace and staying locked in on shooters. But I said how I get free, most of us, the others, me, Norm, Fred, is our pace. Kalo, Pascal, he thrives in transition, getting to the rim, and we thrive getting open looks. So we put pressure. He puts pressure on the rim. We put pressure on the perimeter. They got to give up one of those things because they're not a set defense. And I think that's key for every series for us because we're at our best. It's our best offense. And when we're playing a half court, it's easier for us or easy for other teams, I think, to guard. And that's why, Philly did a good job of keeping us half court and, just limiting and just kind of loading up on Kawhi and also getting back to shoot a very long, big athletic team.
Big team.
Milwaukee the same. So, in Orlando, I think we got decent pace where we get some good looks. I feel like we had some games where we had good pace. And same with Milwaukee, some games. But I think this series coming up is going to be really pretty up and down track meet. So if we keep our pace and we play our normal game, I think we'll be just fine.
Take me back to that. You mentioned the Phillies Sixers series for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that guy you were chirping at? I think it was a game 5.
I don't know what game it was. There's a couple
3.
games. There's a lot. There was a lot of fans in Philly, man, just talking all damn game, man. They loved it. One guy after another. I think they kicked out one guy, and another guy was over there just talking trash, and I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't know who they are. Obviously, I don't know who they are, but they're just doing it just to try to get a reaction, try to get some fame on campus so the video can go viral, whatever it may be. Well, just sit down and watch the game and enjoy the game. I don't come to your job and heckle you while you're typing on the computer or whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
I don't tell you you're typing it wrong. You capital letters. Just get the hell out of my ear. Like, watch the game. You came here to watch the game and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you're trash. Well, you came here to watch me play, so I can't be that bad.
Yeah.
You paid good money too, so relax, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of which, talking about people trolling you either on the computer or in person at the arena, there's one fan. I can't even post anything on IG anymore without his comments, and it keeps on saying, "Tell Danny Green to unblock me."
No.
And then he keeps, and it was nice, like not capitalized. Now it's all caps every time I post something.
You probably should block him.
Yes.
This is my advice. He's blocked for a reason.
Yes.
I think he's showing why.
Yes.
To you.
Yep.
Once you switch sides, stay over there. Fred said it perfectly, man. Don't try to be nice and be my friend now. You're probably talking all types of shit at one point or another. Stay on that side.
I like that mindset.
Yeah.
When you get the, how hard is it though? Because we talked about you get people to hit you up.
It's very easy, man. You get the real fans that support you, and then the fans that are the haters. They can't wait for you to play bad or to shoot, to not do something. Well, I told you he wasn't that good. I told you this. I told you he was. That's fine. I got these. It's very easy when you got a block button. Block button becomes one of your best friends on social. Even though I say you block out a lot of noise, but any type of negative thing, feedback or energy I see on any of my social media, if I'm looking on social media, I'm gonna block it or delete it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. And obviously social media's been around for maybe 10 years now, but early on as a youngster, probably more stuff sets in more and sits with you more, or you care about it a little more, or bothers you. Obviously takes some level of maturity or understanding how social media is. A lot of them probably fake pages of people just,
They could be Warriors fans trying to hate on you,
possibly.
posing like Raptors fans.
And a lot of them said they're behind a keyboard. You could be the toughest guy in the world behind a keyboard on a fake page and say anything you want. Mind you, to have these, like, if you're that, if I'm that bad, why are you following me? Or if you hate me so much, why are you worried about what's going on in my life?
Or why are you doing the podcast, but yet you're watching it?
Exactly. Or speaking on it,
Good. I like that mindset. Another thing that might help the team's mindset overall, Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, he's a very good player.
Very special.
But I think his even keelness, and Nick Nurse has referred to this, and so has Kyle Lowry, and you're part kind of cut from the same cloth in that way. Embracing the moment has seemed to help you guys move forward here, especially if you consider the fact in every series you guys have had a deficit.
For sure.
Which is a team in the finals is kind of weird to kind of think about it like that. But can you explain to us or detail to me how this embracing the moment and being even-keeled mindset has helped you guys get to this moment in time? Because obviously a guy like Fred, Norm, Mark struggled in the beginning of the Bucks series. Those type, I would feel that my mentality has helped get you guys where you are now.
Definitely, man. I think it trickles down. And also it helps with experience, the veteran leadership, the guys that we have that have been around for some time, like a Mark, a Kalo. myself, Kawhi. We have a couple guys that have been there, done it, and understand. And just the season, the adversity we had to go through the season with so many injuries, so many guys out, trades. And I think, even each playoff series, we've been very battle tested, so to understand and know and believe that, we're the better team and that we can still win or, get this thing done regardless of what the games are, the series is. Losing game 1 in Orlando, going 7 games with Philly, losing first 2 games with Milwaukee. I think it's led us and prepared us, for, this next stage, this next level. So, and, we might be down in this series. Who knows? We would like not to be.
Yeah.
But it may happen. It's a really good team, but not at any point you lose faith or have any doubt in yourself.
We mentioned Kawhi's mindset being even keeled.
Mm-hmm.
Man's had a lot of good moments this postseason.
Oh, yeah. And throughout the season. He's had a lot of great moments throughout this postseason, yes.
Can you give me, I think we all know what number 1 is, right? Number 1 is the Game 7.
The winning shot.
Yeah. But can you give me maybe your top 3 or 4, top 3 moments from Kawhi this postseason? Because if you think about it, there's the Game 4 jumper in Philly over Embiid, right? The 3, when you guys were down 2-1, critical game.
There's a lot of moments, man.
There's a dunk. There was a dunk on Giannis.
A couple of dunks. He dunked Embiid, too. Embiid.
Yeah, the dunk on Embiid.
Got 2 on Giannis.
Yep, got 2 on Giannis.
Game winner over Philly. He's got some big rebounds over Milwaukee toward the end. And he's also, let's see, I'm trying to think. Did he have a big, I want to say there was a big play in Milwaukee that got us over.
Oh, I mean, the fourth quarter in Game 5 in Milwaukee, he was special. That's a 9-assist game. Most assists he's had in the game.
Yeah, was it Game 5?
Game 5.
You mean
yep.
Game
5, yeah, he had the 9 assists.
Yeah, he played very well. And it was a run he went on by himself, I think in the third quarter, where he just hit 2 threes back to back. But he's had a couple special moments, man, throughout this postseason.
So you can't rank him for me?
I can rank him for you. Obviously, the game winner's number 1.
Yep.
That got us to the next series. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with that 3-ball over Joel Embiid.
Game 4, Philly?
Yes.
Yeah, that was big.
I'm going to go with number 3, the dunk on Giannis.
Okay,
the
thank
second
you.
one.
The second one.
Yes.
The dunk on Embiid, though, was pretty vicious, though, too.
That
was off the vert.
Yeah, it was more of a hop step.
Yeah, he didn't power up on it.
It was a hop step, quick, get to the rim. The one on Giannis, the second one.
The one that brought the house down.
Yes, the one that they said they punched the ticket. We went up double digits, but they went on a run after that. But that was pretty ugly. He had an and one dunk on Giannis too, so that was
the left-handed
2
one.
left-handed dunks, man.
Yeah,
They both were left-handed dunks.
No, but yes, that one was an N1 though. I know what you're talking about.
That was an N1. So
that's when he was looking hurt. He was looking
his
really.
knee. He couldn't even celebrate the dunk. He hurt his knee was a little sore.
Give me an injury update on Kawhi.
His body's gonna be fine. It's just soreness. He got 5 days to rest. He'll be good to go. Just like Halo, he got soreness in his hand. 5 days rest. Hopefully, everybody be good to go, mentally and physically.
I know you guys must be excited, obviously, to be in the finals, right? But this is you guys. You get more rest, Kawhi, because the way the finals are spaced out.
For sure.
Because I imagine for you and the guys on the team, the conference finals were a workout because it's every other day.
Yes, we didn't have any breaks in between any of those games.
It was kind of weird scheduling the way that was. You would think they would at least give like
a couple days in between one of the
travel days. Yeah.
I think they were trying to get the series over as fast as possible. Knowing, I guess they assumed Golden State. I don't know, but I think that our series might have been behind the Western series. I don't know how they figured it, but and so I guess the finals dates were set already, right? So if we went Game 7, we'd been playing today, correct?
No. Well, if you won
Milwaukee.
Yeah, Game 7 would have been today, Monday, yes.
And then we still wouldn't have played till Thursday.
Still wouldn't have played till Thursday, correct.
I mean, they could have probably spaced out a day or two. You know what I'm saying?
Would have been nice.
They could have. But, I mean, either way, it benefits us right now to where we get some rest and a couple days in between.
We're going to switch the topic now. We'll talk about the Warriors. You getting hot? You good?
Yeah, man.
I thought you were cold when you first walked in here.
It was, but now I got the hoodie on. So.
Oh, we're switching up the shirt for the segment.
Yeah, I guess
shout
we
out
do
to
that.
Jack, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Jack, man. Even though he didn't pick us to win it, against Milwaukee. He picked Milwaukee. Did he pick
Yeah,
Milwaukee?
well, he said Milwaukee was the better team.
Not on our set. Another set, he picked Milwaukee. I think
You
he might have picked.
you gonna confront him about that?
I think he's already been confronted.
If you guys are watching or listening, earlier last week, the NBA defensive teams came out, and Danny has made the All NBA defensive second team once.
Yeah,
and when they came out, you finished with the most votes for any player that did not get named to a team. And if
is that in history?
No, in terms of the balloting this year.
Okay.
And if it was positionless, then you definitely would have made an All NBA defensive team, second team at least.
Mm-hmm.
I know you weren't, as somebody who prides himself in defense, Gary Payton, your best favorite player growing up at some point?
Defensively, he was one of my favorite guys to watch.
Give me your reaction level when you saw that you didn't make it.
I wasn't shocked.
You weren't shocked, but you weren't happy.
I mean, who's ever happy when they don't make a?
Yep.
I mean, you're only happy when you do make it.
Yep.
And then you're like, I probably could have made first team. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a competitor, you want to be the best or make the number one spot. But I wasn't shocked at all. There were other years where I was probably more frustrated that I didn't make it because I thought I had better defensive years.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I had a pretty solid defensive year this year. Got some good votes. Those who voted for me, thank you. Those who didn't, thank you as well. Keep me motivated and humbled. But at the same time, I said I wouldn't say it is a lot in political with a lot of things, not just in life, but in sports as well. But a lot of those guys, they were really good defenders and they earned it. Some guys questioned, like, how did, I thought, PJ could have got on one of those, Tuck, and Pat Bev, maybe he had some injuries or, throughout the year he didn't play as many games. But Pat usually, he's one of those guys, he plays really well, like in big games, TV games, he's forced. And usually night in, night out, most games, I don't know if it's every night, but he tries, and that's really effort. There's a lot of guys out there put a lot of effort on that end of the floor. I don't know how many games Marcus Smart had missed or played or whatever. But regardless of the fact that those guys, they play it, they play hard. And I guess Drew Holiday,
missed a lot of games.
He did. I don't know how many games he missed, but also the team, they didn't win a lot of games, so it's hard to say. But Golden State had two guys, right?
Draymond and Clay. Yeah,
Milwaukee had two guys.
Yeah,
on the first team,
Bledsoe and Giannis.
And we had a pretty damn good record too. I thought we could have got two guys. Even Pascal got some votes, but we had Kawhi on there. So.
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and I told you that part of the reason why maybe your defense didn't get recognized is because you don't beat your chest.
Maybe
you don't have the antics.
First team. Just yell out, second team. Just yell shit every game. Yeah. Second team. I made it one year. God damn it. Second team.
Second team all defense.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that get the
that's
attention.
Entertainment for sure.
You gotta beat your chest, man. Let them know.
The entertainment, the antics, the tag. I don't do it for that, man. It's fun and all. And the fans love the entertainment. Little kids. Now you see little kids doing the crazy stuff, man. I'm like, come on, I watch too much NBA, man. Flopping and get excited over one play. Act like you've been there before. So it's fun. I don't do it for the recognition. I do it to win games. And as long as my teammates know that I can play defense and I got their back, and they believe in me and guarding certain people, I love taking on those assignments. Those challenges are great, and that's what makes the game fun for me. Because I know offensively, I'm not going to be the guy that gets the play calls. As much as I think I'm capable, and how easy Kawhi and those guys make it look. Well, I can fucking do that, And I realized that my hand's not big enough. I can't palm the ball. I can't really jump that high. I can shoot, but not over people. They make it look very easy. As much as you think you can do that, it's some hard shit to do. Those guys are special for a reason. They're great, but I try to make the shots when I'm open and make some plays here and there, but stick to my role. But defensively is where I can feel like I can really impact the game and have some fun and take on those challenges. Guard the guys that people are they are special. The elite guys that can score. If I'm able to guard and get their respect, they know this guy can actually. I think that's what most of us play for, the respect of our peers.
Yeah, you hope that going forward, maybe more GMs and coaches are involved in the voting for that. So therefore, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't know how they do the voting.
I guess
it's media. Some people are like, oh, whoever voted for so and so should be banned from. I'm not saying anybody's names who they voted for, but some guys got a couple guys got
votes that could have went to you,
and it's like, you know,
okay,
they voted. Is that their only vote? They get one vote each.
I don't know how it goes. I haven't gotten to that level yet.
So they use their only one vote for those certain guys.
I think you could vote for the whole team. You can vote for first and second team, and then
but you get one vote for each category, basically.
For
the media people, the media.
Well, that's it. Though the media votes for the whole. There's no coaches.
But each media person gets to vote one person each team.
Yes. Well, they get to vote 10 players.
Okay.
And they get and there's 4 guards, 4 forwards, 2 centers. That's what I'm saying.
And for some of those positions, they use their one vote for those guys at the bottom of the list. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasted votes. Speaking of votes or getting recognition, I know you and I have talked about this, and I don't know if fans of the game know this. So apparently, DeLon, obviously you're happy to be here, but there's guys who you're kind of, what's the word I would use for this? You feel sorry for them that they're not going to be able to enjoy
to experience it. Yes, for sure.
But the guys who were traded earlier,
who deserved it. JV, who's been here for so many years, you know, I know what it's like. I can't imagine, you know, if San Antonio was like, you know, it was vice versa. We were out, and San Antonio's in the finals right now, and I just got traded, and I was there for 7-8 years. I mean, I've been there before, but he's never been there. So JV for sure. DeMar, you know, he's been here for his whole career, 9 years. It's something that they should be able to experience, even though he wasn't with his team to start.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like
DeLon was with the team to start.
The guys that started with the team for sure, DeLon, Greg Monroe's been on damn near every team that's been in Eastern Conference playoffs right now. He still has a shot at getting a ring. So those guys still get a ring.
So Greg would get if you guys win,
yes,
Greg Monroe would get a ring from you.
I believe so. I think DeLon would. I think CJ, Greg, I think Malachi, maybe Lorenzo. I think all the guys that were there for pretty much half the season.
Zoe's the homie.
Yeah, Zoe is all of them great people, man. So all those guys that I think were on the roster up until trade deadline, I think they do get a ring if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha. By the way, now that you mentioned CJ, I lost that pair of CJ's PJs that you gave.
I got another pair for you, bro. No worries.
Okay.
I got another box for you.
Yeah, but have you worn those since?
No.
You just keep them stacked.
I got them in a closet just for a rainy day, man.
Okay.
You know, in case I need to break a curse or two.
All right. Let's before we talk about the Warriors, can we talk about some non-basketball things for a moment?
For sure.
Everything's good at the house?
Everything's great at the house.
Dogs are good now?
Dogs are good.
Neutered and...
They are neutered. Neutered and doing okay.
Not violent?
Not as violent as they were.
Okay. Best show on TV? Now that we've gotten to this point...
Oh man!
You know, it was sad because this was the first Sunday where there wasn't playoff basketball and there wasn't Game of Thrones.
Yes.
But thankfully, I'm happy that Game of Thrones is done because it has taken itself out of the consideration for best show.
I'm not happy. I don't think anybody's happy that it's done. People still want more Game of Thrones.
Regardless
of how bad you thought the last season was or disliked the last season, Game of Thrones is still a show you would love to have kept going.
No, it was terrible. Danny, can I detail to you why it was bad?
Les, please, go ahead.
Arya killed the Night King, right?
Yes.
How did the Night King...
Spoiler, if you haven't seen this episode, don't tune in, but go ahead.
Listen, if they haven't gotten to this point, they're not real fans anyway.
Okay.
The Night King didn't even kill anybody. He killed, what, one person in that whole episode?
Nobody major.
The
battle scene was kind of overrated a little bit.
The screen was pitched.
There's a lot of gray area, a lot of smoke.
Yeah, the screen was pitch black.
And, you know,
Starbucks coffee made an appearance.
A couple people died, though. A couple people died. The little girl got killed.
Did the Night King kill anybody?
No, nobody major. No.
Thank you. Starbucks coffee cup makes a random.
You know what? I looked for that. I didn't see it in the when I watched the scene. I didn't see it.
Maybe it was a Photoshop job.
Maybe I didn't see it. When I would look for it because usually those things stick out to me. I didn't see a water bottle either. Like, I would have seen a water bottle. Yeah, certain things I would have seen. I would have caught, I feel like.
The dragon sees his mom die.
He saw that she was dead.
Sees that she's dead. Burns down the Iron Throne. Yeah. And then just leaves Jon alone. Like, this Jon is cool. As if Jon potentially couldn't have been the one.
Well, he knew Jon he loved her. I'm sure. Animals, They're not that smart. It's not like the
Smart enough
Dragon.
to burn down the Iron Throne, though.
I don't think he knew what he was burning. I think he was just burning shit.
Sorry, man.
He's
Sorry.
burning down the castle. He just getting all his flames out because he's upset. And he knew that John was probably upset too. He didn't want her to die.
It's nonsense. You're giving excuses for these guys. Bran becomes the king.
That was bad.
No excuses for that.
But mind you, he's not a bad fit for that position. He didn't have the best story, but for the fact that he can see into the past, can he see into the future too?
We didn't even get any details around that. It just kind of ended with that. His
and
whole
he
ability.
can control Drogon.
Nonsense.
Right? He can control the dragon because he
Nonsense.
knows how to. He's not a bad fit for it. Mind you, it didn't make sense, and he doesn't have the best story, but he could be a solid fit.
Either way, the show was over, and it didn't make sense.
Breaking Bad. They didn't finish the 8th book. They didn't finish the books, right? Is that what happened? I heard that they had to pretty much make it up as they went. They rushed a little bit. I think, but the books weren't finished. That's why they had to do it the way they did it.
So is Game of Thrones still your favorite show of all time?
No.
What is it?
I can't. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of them, man.
You can't pick one. Breaking Bad.
There's a couple of shows that I like that did not finish yet. There's still some seasons going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Breaking Bad is up there for sure. Top 3, top 5.
Top 1.
Yeah. There's some other good series out there, man.
Speaking of the battle for the top spot, let's talk about the Warriors now. It took us a while to get here, but we finally here now.
Yep.
What advantage would you say this team has over the Warriors? Or where do you think you can expose? Like, what's your strengths going into this matchup?
I think size-wise, I don't know if DeMarcus or KD's playing game 1 or 2. But if they're not, I think size-wise, I think we have an advantage, maybe in the paint and at the rim. I think, obviously, we're going to have to box out and be kind of aggressive with, moving people and getting places. But I think we can actually win the glass this series. Philly and Milwaukee, I think, we're a bigger team. It was a very tough rebounding series for us. I think rebounding in the paint could be huge for us, depending on who they have come back, who's healthy, who's not. But, obviously we got to make it happen. You can't just expect it to happen and just think it's going to happen for us. But, if we do what we're supposed to do, I think Pascal will be fine at getting to the rim and play more of his game. And then it'll open up some stuff for the outside for us and hopefully we'll rebound well.
Speaking of Pascal, he's played against some pretty darn good defenders. He started with Jonathan Isaac, who's long. And then he went to.
Mind you, he's not just playing against one guy.
For sure.
They have two or three guys coming at him. They have one long guy that's very good, long and active, and another guy coming over that's very athletic, long and active, with a Giannis or a Lopez or.
Joel Embiid was guarding him in the Sixers series. He had Giannis this past series. I mean, and now he's probably going to be guarded by Draymond Green.
Draymond's very good, but Pascal I think is athletic enough to get around and get over the top of him. It's hard to do that with Giannis and Brooke and a Joel Embiid and then you got Isaac with Aaron Gordon coming or Vucevic coming. So hopefully this will be it. And let's say also the 5 days, man. I can't reiterate how important this is mentally and emotionally, especially for a guy like he's with me playing 98. We just played 98 games. We played 80 throughout the season and an extra 18 from 7-game series right into the next one. So, he probably needs a break physically and mentally and emotionally just to regather and regroup.
You've played them before. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. How do you stop them?
Try to limit. There's no stopping. They're going to get their shots up. They're going to set screens for them. They're going to look for those guys. But we got to be smart, man. And that's what any superstar. You try to limit and make them do. Obviously, they don't have many weaknesses, but go to the things they're not as strong at. And hopefully make them shoot more 2s and 3s and finish over bodies.
I was talking to Phil before Phil Handy for those listening and watching, and maybe just like a month ago, and he said, first of all, he said when we get to the finals, he said this.
Phil stays in the finals, by the way. Him and Pat McCaw, man, those guys. Yeah. It's not bad to have some good luck charms in your team. Man.
There you go.
Those guys, they stay in the finals, man.
He said if the Warriors dare put Steph Curry on Danny, we're posting his ass.
I hope so. We haven't gone to that option in a while.
Yeah.
But I would assume that we'd probably throw some action, make both of those guys play defense. You can't just let them just sit on defensive end and hide. So regardless of posting or putting them in pick and roll situation, every team kind of tries to attack those guys and make them play defense so that they're not as fresh on the offensive end of the floor. That would be smart attack. But we don't know what the attack is yet. We still have some days to go, a couple film of their personnel, and then figure out how we want to guard them, and then figure out how we want to attack offensively as well. But I will be working on some post moves if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. How do you deal with somebody like Draymond Green, not just from a talent perspective, but also just like the energy, the trash talking, the antics?
I mean, you just understand that he's doing it really for himself more than anything. And he's trying to get under your skin a little bit too, but I think he riles himself up to get him more into the game, keep his energy up. And I think as of late, he started to realize how bad it's gotten for himself. And he said some things in the media. I think it was his son. That also
gotta stop flopping or something.
Yeah,
like that.
so he said he did more crying than actually playing. And I think he even apologized to refs or something like that. But it doesn't mean it's going to change his habits or stop him from doing it. But I think he's aware of it and cognizant of it. So, but I said, just let him. If he does it, you try to get him to do more to take himself out of the game. And hopefully they give him a tech or two, who knows. But knowing that you ignore him and knowing that he's trying to do it to pretty much get his team going and get himself going. But the way to do that, to keep him out of it and get himself going, is to play good basketball and keep scoring and win the game. There's not much trash talk or antics you can do when you're losing or if you're taking it to him.
Draymond has stepped up his game recently, and even more since KD has been out. If and when, I guess, KD comes into this series, the matchup between him and Kawhi is all-time great in terms of anticipation, excitement. Are they the best two players in the league?
At this point, probably.
Yes.
Best two players left right now, probably in the league right now. Obviously, can't count Steph out and Clay, but I mean, it's easy to say because the other guys are not playing. There's only two teams left, but they're definitely top 5 guys in the league, and they could be argued all in opinion. But there's many special players out there, and very good at what they do. I'm glad to have one of those special guys on our team, and that could help us. And I'm sure they're glad to have him. And hopefully, when he comes back, we don't know how many games he's going to miss, but that helps us, I think, a lot, him being out, even though they still play well and move the ball well. But he's a great threat for them. So I'm sure they're glad to have him on their team.
What might help the Warriors against you guys, obviously KD being there would be great for them. Also, too, apparently there's a picture of Steve Kerr having dinner
with Pop.
Call your guy Pop. Tell him that there's no trade secrets this time of the year. Tell him to be easy.
I doubt there's any secrets going on.
You don't think Pop was telling him?
I don't think there's anything that Pop could tell him that he doesn't already know. There's no real secrets about how good certain people are or what they do or what the tendencies are.
He gave
watched 82 games.
Full scouting report on you.
Which is fine. I'm sure he knows it. We played them 4 times a year before I got here, and then 2 times this year. They've seen the playoffs games. I'm sure they watched some of the other playoff games. I've been in the league for a couple of years now. So has Kawhi. So has everybody else on our team. So, everybody knows a lot of guys, everybody's tendencies, and what they want certain guys to do and what they don't want them to do.
All right, fine, Danny. In a matchup of 21 between Kawhi and KD.
In a matchup of 21. Isn't that with like multiple people?
What's it? Game? What's
21 is like group of guys. Every man for himself.
Okay, fine. Every man for themselves. Raptors, Warriors. Who gets 21 first?
I'm gonna have to go with a scrappy guy, man, that somebody sleeps on.
Okay.
It's tough because
put all 12 guys. No, sorry, 16 guys on the court.
8 and 8.
8 and 8.
Man, that's a good question, man.
I just thought of it. Who gets 21 first? I would have to think Kawhi because Kawhi's going to lock people. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to play. You don't have to play defense.
I'm thinking Clay, maybe.
Because Clay could just get hot. But
just quick trigger, man. He shoots that.
But he's going to have to get somebody to pass it to him.
Yeah, maybe long rebounds or, usually you go with a quick trigger guard or a big. But big has to be get to the paint at some point. Those guys. Clay's a little. Steph can shoot anywhere too, but Clay's a little taller.
Okay.
Quick trigger.
I would leave with what you would have went with one of your guys. Rebounds. Team guy you are.
Yeah, what's 21?
Yeah, fair.
I would go for myself, but outside of myself, You know, actually probably Kalo.
There you go. I like that.
Kalo's scrappy, man. He's quick. I said people would not be paying as much attention to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he could probably get some rebounds and probably take some
rebounds.
charges.
In a game of 21.
You know, get a couple layups.
Charges my ball.
And all he's doing hit a couple threes, man. And you're like, oh, how'd you get 19 already? You know, that's usually how it goes. You don't have 19.
Kyle Lowry.
And everybody starts to check him. So
Kyle Lowry taking charges in games of 21. All right, we gotta go. Danny, just can you envision what a finals looks like? A finals championship win looks like? Win in the series?
Yeah.
Have you started to think about it? Obviously, you think about game one.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but I've thought about it.
Say it, believe it,
of course,
achieve it. Is that
I guess so. However you want to put it, man.
No pictures today. The camera just stays there. Just remind them what they got to do.
Read, rate, subscribe, review. All the above. Right?
Yo, how many episodes have we done of this?
And I've gotten it right. I haven't missed out on anything. I added some things.
Yes, you did. Subscribe, rate, and review Inside the Green Room.
And read. It's the only thing I added. Yeah. Subscribe, rate, review. Read, write, rate, subscribe, review. I put everything in there. You can read and write. They can read and write too. Subscribe and review and rate.
Hey, Danny, good luck in the finals.
Thanks, man.
It should be fun, though.
Of course.
One way or another.
It's always fun, man. It's basketball.
Keep adding to your winning legacy.
Try my best to, man.
We still don't have the handshake down either. That was terrible. I just want to do one of these.
No, you messing it up, dog.
Goodbye.
We don't just do one of those.
Goodbye. Enjoy the finals, guys. Good stuff.